In this Red Gaming Tech video, we're here to talk a little bit about Wargaming, World of Tanks, and a YouTuber by the name of Sir Fock. Now, if you missed the kerfuffle, basically, the YouTuber posted a video which has been helpfully reposted about a particular tank by the name of Chrysler KGF. So, this rant on this tank and a criticism of what's wrong with World of Tanks and a bunch of other stuff, as I said, the original video has been removed at the YouTuber's own behest, but if you want to watch it, there is a link to re-upload in the description below this video. And basically it upset some people over at Wargaming, who are of course the publisher of World of Tanks. Now, before I get into the nitty-gritty of exactly what went down, they basically have a community program for influential YouTubers, and basically they get early access content and a bunch of other stuff. And following this video, not only did Wargaming threaten Sir Fock with a copyright claim and strike and obviously a bunch of trouble, they also ejected him from this very same community program. Now, the tank that caused all of this problem is a premium tank which costs, when fully outfitted, $80. Yeah, $80 for a single tank. Crazy. As I said, if you want the full details on that, go watch the video. I'm not a World of Tanks player, never played it in my life, but I don't need to have played the game to know that $80 for a tank is silly. But to quote Sir Fock here, he said, quote, "Fuck Wargaming, fuck their terrible way of making these premium tanks, and fuck this premium tank in particular." But the TLDR of his video is essentially that not only is this tank very expensive, according to Sir Fock, the Chrysler K should have some weak spots along the front of the hull, but it doesn't for some reason, which means that the tank can only really be effectively dealt with by shells that you can only get by paying real cash, something known as premium ammo in the game. So basically you've got a very expensive tank which can only be really properly dealt with by ammo that you have to pay for with real cash. And this isn't just one guy having an outlandish opinion or whatever. This is an opinion echoed by most of the community, but the point was he went on a very impassioned rant about this particular tank, and Wargaming responded by again removing him from the community contributor program, and also threatened to make a copyright claim against the channel if he didn't pull the video down. Now, I'm sure they mean a strike here, not a claim, because while a claim is annoying, it's not really that damaging, whereas a strike absolutely 110% can be very bad. Even just a single one is very, very stressful for a YouTuber to deal with. You know, we've dealt with a few in our time, unfortunately. I want to say about 3 strikes that thankfully have all been cleared up over our years of running the channel, and I can speak from experience that it's not a pleasant time to have to deal with, especially when, as in Sir Fock's case, it is a game in which he makes a lot of videos, a lot of bread and butter, to the point where, again, he was in the community contributor program. Unsurprisingly, given that he is a rather popular presence in the World of Tanks community, the threats against his channel and obviously the removal of him from the community program didn't go down well with the community, and there was a lot of kerfuffle and controversy and outcry surrounding this. And the community manager on the World of Tanks forums, and I will include a link to this post in the description below, tried to kind of calm the storm a little bit. And basically their argument boiled down to the fact that he was removed from the program not because of the content of the video itself, but because the video itself used lots of harsh language and insults and so on. But it kind of got worse from there in the particular post, as you'll see yourself. Basically they're arguing that they had the right to ask him to take down the video because it kind of fringed upon defamation. And I'm going to read a direct quote from the post here. Quote, "Our contributors are not working for us and they are not paid by us. However, they are representing to us a certain extent towards our players. While we know that Sir Fock is not exactly the best role model at times, and we valued his contribution enough to still include him in the program, this might have been a mistake since he used his status, influence, and the exclusive preview content he was given to defame Wargaming and World of Tanks. I am sure his intentions were good, however, the end results were clearly not." And unsurprisingly, this post did not go down well either, and to be honest, their arguments are rather weak to say the least. Abusing YouTube's copyright system in the name of defamation is not what it's intended for. It's actually, well, as the name would suggest, intended for breaches of copyright that don't fall under fair use, which his video obviously would. So basically it just came down to the fact they didn't like what he had to say, and yes, perhaps he could have used smarter language, perhaps he could have dialed back on the expletives and the insults and so on, but just because someone isn't within your community program, you don't get to say, hey, can you take that video down, unless they're paid by you. Then you can say, yeah, don't say that, because then you are representing the company. According to Suffolk, he didn't have to sign any documents or anything pertaining to, I will not use X amount of harsh language, I will not go on massive rants or whatever. My point is, if this was like a paid promotion kind of thing, where he'd been given a ton of money to talk about World of Tanks, and then he went on this big rant, I can understand why they were upset, but that doesn't seem to be the case from the information I can gather. And basically, the long and short of all of this kind of very long preamble, is that after their attempts to quell the storm, they have actually apologised for the incident. And they've written a statement on their website, which will again be in the description below this video. Quote, we have further reviewed the incident. We could have handled the situation a lot better. We strongly support our players, including our community contributors' right to speak critically about us and our games. We acted too quickly and over the line when we threatened to have YouTube remove Sir Fox's video through a copyright infringement complaint, and we are apologising for that. Now, as I said, the original video has been taken down at the time of recording, but it is by the YouTuber's own behest, as I already said. So it seems that, you know, he thought better of the language he used himself, but I think Wargaming definitely could have gone about this a lot better. To be honest, they should have just been like, look, you know, we appreciate that you're passionate about our game, but can you either make it clear that you don't work for us, you don't represent us as a company, or can you re-upload the video with the same criticisms but tone down on the harsh language or whatever. There are 1,000 different ways. I'm just writing a couple of suggestions that I'm literally pulling out of the air. I'm just spitballing it. I'm not saying these are the ultimate, oh my god, why didn't I think of this? You are clearly a genius among men solutions, but they are still preferable to what they did, to be honest with you. So, yeah. Abuse of YouTube copyright system because you don't know what people are saying is a bit of a no-no, it turns out. Oh, and by the way, I will not be using World of Tanks gameplay in this video because, yeah. I'm a much smaller YouTuber, so I'm just not going to risk it when it comes to that kind of thing, thank you! Anyway, that's me done for this video. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you next time.